Hello guys, welcome to the JavaScript tutorial, and today we'll discuss about async and await. Previously we have discussed about the promise, and we can use the same promise concept in async and await. If we use async before the function, then the function is being called async function. And whenever we'll return something from the async function, that means we are returning a new promise. We can see with some examples. So I just write the async, then function, then get name. Okay, in here I'm just returning Avi. Okay, now if we'll just call this name, we can see what happens here. Console.log, then a, then console.log, then go for get name. Let's see. So now we can run this file. See, it's a async function get name, and it's returning a promise. So we can just use that example in the snippet, and you can try to understand what is actually a. Yeah, so you can see a is a promise because the async keyword has been used before the function. Okay, and with the promise state, now you can resolve this promise by using the then or catch or finally. Okay, as it's always being returning the fulfilled or like the resolved state, then you can use the then method to catch the result, like get name dot then we can simply use this t console dot log t. Like what is then if you don't understand, please go to the promise session, then you can get to know what is the then here. Okay, and let's do it. Yes, see, we can see it's giving the result. So this is how like promise means. Simply if I'll create this get name function, it's like simply returning the promise resolve method, like promise dot resolve, then I'm passing this abhi. Same thing, like if I'll use the if you'll just comment this out, then we can see. So this function and this function, they both are same. Okay, now we can discuss about the wait keyword. The wait will wait for the promise to settle either in resolved or rejected state, then it will continue to the next line. Okay, um, so for that I have taken one example, get employees, where I'll just return the employee details after a certain time. As wait keyword is wait for the promise, not only the promise, either in the resolve state or the reject state. Okay, that's why I have to return something, a promise with the resolve and reject whenever I'll use the wait keyword, right? And wait keyword I can use inside the async function only, otherwise it will throw any error. Okay, I'll check that one also. Let's see, I'll just give something, user details. Here I'm giving the get employees, right? I need this get employees data, so I'm using here wait keyword, and see, it's throwing an error because wait has no effect on the type of this expression, because I need async keyword for the function if I want to use the wait. Now if I'll console this user details, we can see what is given in here. User details, no need of this, just simply call this uh, get name. Yeah, see, we can see the result of get employees. It's giving me the user details, and this is the details basically, right? So it's basically waiting for this promise to be resolved or rejected, so then it's giving me the result, right? But if I'll reject this, something like reject, and if I'll something error like this, then error, then what happens? Let's see, it's throwing an error. Reject is not okay, not reject, sorry. uh, yeah, it's throwing an error because this error originated either by throwing inside of a async function without a catch block. You got to know, right, how can we handle the error or any rejection in the async function. We can use the try and catch block to handle this. What we can do, we can use the try block here inside this, then we can use the catch block, just error, then this. So whenever we'll use the async, we should have used the try and catch block to catch the result, because otherwise we can't handle this error, otherwise we can handle the rejection, right? So what we can do, see, it's giving me the error, and this is the error in async because it's handling this error in the catch block. Okay, now how can we use the multiple wait? So already we've discussed in the promise uh, that if we have the multiple promises, then how can we handle, right? We can use the multiple wait, and in the multiple wait it will be executed one by one, right? So let's see, let a1 equals to wait p1, like that, then a2, then p2, p2, then a3, then p3. Okay, now if I want to see the result, let's see what happened. A1, then a2, then a3. Okay, let's see. So it's calling this p1, p2, p3, then it's giving me the result 10, 20, 30. It's clear. But if I'll reject something here, then what happened? Let's see. P1, P2, P3. So it's coming to the 30. Yeah. Now if I reject this one, let's see. Okay. Then what happened? Result P1 promise. Then it's going to the error. Then yeah. So basically, if it will find any error, then it will simply go to the catch block, and we can handle that error. Okay. So why we are using the async and wait instead of using the promise? We are using basically because of the coding style and the coding convenience. Because suppose if I want to use promise here, and in the promise I'm getting some data, right, and if I want to use the same data in the second promise, then the coding style will be not that good. So we can use wait to simplify or like to styling the code, and it makes the code to understandable, right? So that's why we can use the async and wait, and instead of using promise. So it's at the based on some condition we can use the promise, and based on some condition we can use the async and wait. That's all. If you don't understand till now, please let me know. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll meet you in the next session.